Good morning, everyone. Today we have the talk with the Dean of the School of Politics and Law, Dr. Alberto Frigerio. Good morning, Mr. Frigerio.
Good morning.
Please, could you briefly introduce yourself?
Sure. So, my name is Alberto. As you can hear from my accent, I'm Italian. I moved to Kazakhstan in 2014, so quite a long time ago. I have a bachelor degree in International Science and European Institutions from the University of Milan, a master degree in International Relations again from the University of Milan, and a PhD in Management and Development of Cultural Heritage from MIT Institute of Advanced Studies of Lucca. Basically, my research covered the intersection between international relations, cultural studies, and sustainability as a whole. So, for example, on one side, I'm interested in the analysis of the management and protection of cultural heritage in particularly complex areas like armed conflicts or underwater areas, etc. On the other hand, I'm interested in the impact of popular culture on the people's view of contemporary global challenges. And during my whole life, I had the chance to visit for academic purposes several places, including France, Poland, Sweden, United States, etc., as well as have the possibility to conduct several trainings with students from different countries. And so I would say that I'm very glad to be a teacher and faculty member at Almaty Management University.
Thank you, Professor. So, why did you decide to join Almaty Management University?
Well, I was here working as associate professor in international relations at Kazakh American University, but at that time I was looking for an institute that will support me in introducing new, advanced, and more interactive methods of teaching. So I was looking to try to experiment new type of lectures, as well as to try to change somehow the perspective about how the teaching system should be managed here in Kazakhstan, in order to put students at the center of the project and not in more the faculty member. And ALMAU actually supported such idea. They gave me all those conditions that I was asking in order to realize my dream, if we can say like that. And once I was here, actually, I had the chance to conduct very interesting classes with my students. So, for example, we had class in the city center in order to understand the culture of the city. We conducted class in the museum, in different hotels here in Kazakhstan. We have interactive lectures, exercise simulations. So we experimented different topologies of teaching and learning methods, and overall I might say that students were very happy about that, and thanks to their feedback, I'm every year trying to update my teaching methodology. So I have to thank both ALMAU and my students, former students, for such a great opportunity.
Okay, Professor, let's continue with this point. How is organized the School of Politics and Law?
Well, in the school, of course, there is me as Decan, so the Dean of the School of Politics and Law, and I have a Deputy Dean, which is Arim Abduli, who is supporting me in all administrative and strategic planning of the school. I have an assistant, Alberto, who is helping me with translation of documentation, as well as with the development of projects that we need to provide as part of our plans within the school. We have two program leaders, one for international relations and economics, which is Daniel Sari, who basically is responsible for the organization of the programs, as well as for ensuring that the high quality of education will be provided to all students. And similar role is occupied by Nurgul Minbayeva for the program of law. And we have two managers, so Vasil and Dagerin. So they are responsible, one for the administrative affairs, so basically is primarily related to the organization of the documentation, and its management and coordination of the activities of the program leader and their faculty members. I will say something about faculty members just in a minute. And Vasily is responsible for the social media and project management. So on one side, she is steering all those aspects related to the social media of our school that actually invite everybody to follow, because we provide amazing activities there and a lot of very interesting information, as well as to search for the opportunities of project development, which is a part of the activities that we anyway intend to perform within our school. About faculty members, I would like to add a couple of considerations. We have amazing people who work on or who has long career in academia or outside of academia and can provide very interesting and interactive lectures to our students. Among them, I would like to mention maybe some names. For example, if we talk about international relations and economics, just let me mention Lesya Karataeva. She's an expert in the strategic studies of Kazakhstan, the aspect of security, or Professor Chibaryov, who actually has a strong knowledge about the political dimension of Kazakhstan and its role, the role of Kazakhstan in the whole Central Asian framework. From a legal perspective, I can mention several people. For example, there is Professor Ordabaeva. She actually is well known for her empathy with students and her capacity to have good interaction and constructive relation with them during the lecture. We have Professor Magzamov, actually, who achieved just recently important results and recognition at international level within the UNESCO framework, as well as many other professors who provide incredibly advanced trainings, especially with practical implications. So we provide students the capacity to become the lawyer of tomorrow. And that's, I really satisfied about the faculty members, or the people with whom I work with, and I think that we are all part of the team that is trying to increase and improve our skills day by day, and we are looking forward for a successful future.
Could you tell us more about the School of Politics and Law and its main features?
Sure. So, up to now, the School of Politics and Law is based on 2 bachelor programs and 1 master degree program. The bachelor programs are in International Relations and Economics and Jurisprudence, and the master degree program is in Law. Plus, we are responsible for conducting certain courses in the framework of general education, including physical education, history of Kazakhstan, and the modules on political, social, cultural, and psychological studies. I will say that there are certain fundamental features characterizing the School of Politics and Law. The first one is the attention to details. So in the school, actually, we want that our students will not only increase their knowledge, but will also gain those soft and technical skills that will allow them to be successful in their life. Plus, we want them to become engaged citizens, which means we want to discuss with them those moral and fundamental ethical principles that might one day turn them in people who will support the development of the communities in which they live. For this reason, actually, at our school we are also the one responsible for the course in service learning, where actually our students contribute and cooperate with non-governmental organizations in order to provide a positive contribution to the society. The second characteristic is that we are highly student-centered, which means for us, students are the most important assets, and we have to do our best in order to enhance their knowledge and skills. We are so much attentive to our students' knowledge, and we believe so much in our students that I can give you a fact. The managers and assistants that work with me at the School of Politics Law are all of them former students, my former students. This is because I really believe they are great assets for our society, they are very smart people, and they can give a great contribution to Almayu as well as to the whole Kazakhstan. A third feature of our courses is somehow related to the importance of our faculty members and their capacity to provide high quality education. So at our school we have faculty members that come from different fields, they have different ages, some of them are pure academicians, some of them come from the business. The idea is that we need to provide a holistic education to our students so that doesn't matter what path they will decide to take in the future, anyway they will have all those knowledge and skills that will allow them to be successful. So if they want to continue to master degree, fine, they will be perfectly fit in such new dresses. If they would like to move to business, they will have all competencies to be appealing for the business sector. If they would like to move to work, for example, in the diplomatic sphere or in for an international organization, they will be the ideal candidates for those companies and institutions.
How the school is engaged with civil society in Kazakhstan?
Well, beyond the course on service learning that I mentioned before, we actually developed several activities aimed to positively contribute to the development actually of Kazakh civil society at first, both at local and national level, but then also to try also to think about which contribution we can give at global level. So the first project I would like to mention is a conference, an international conference of social capital and public trust that we organized on 14th December. Last year we had our first conference with great speakers who intervened and provided good insights about how to enhance public trust and to develop civil society here in Kazakhstan. And this year again, actually on 14th December, we'll have the second international conference on public trust and social capital, which actually invite all of you to join online, so we'll transmit it on our Facebook channel. And again, we'll have great speakers both from Kazakhstan as well from other parts of the world, and they will come from academia, from governmental institutions, and governmental organizations, and will be a great opportunity to learn more about what steps needs to be taken in order to move forward and increase actually the social capital here in Kazakhstan. A second initiative is the project called Imagine, Visions for a Better World, in which basically we organize brief interviews. We call interviews in the caps, so interviews of 15 minutes with international experts about how contemporary society should be reconceptualized. The idea is to try to understand what might be the role of the individual in contemporary society and how we can positively contribute to make our world a better place. The third initiative I just want to briefly mention is the project called Academy of NGOs that was supported by the School of Politics and Law. And during such project, basically the responsible people were organizing training for those working in a non-governmental organization sector in order to provide them some technical skills that were needed to enhance and improve their working capabilities. So it was a project conducted with high rate of professionalism and which actually brought huge results, and it had a huge impact in Kazakh society. And of course, looking for the future, we are open to discuss and to launch new projects that might help us to provide solutions to problems affecting our society. Doesn't mean that we need to solve global challenges in one day. We are ready to work on tiny but relevant projects affecting the local community of Almaty, and then from there to move on and try to see what beneficial impact we can provide to everyone. So we're engaging with civil society is a key point and a key feature of the School of Politics and Law, and we are really interested to further develop this point in the next future.
last question. Could you send a final message to the students who just started the new academic year?
Sure. My message is enjoy your time while studying. We cannot get the maximum results without putting our passion and happiness in what we are doing. So this is a great opportunity for you, not just to learn during classes, but also after classes, to interact with your classmates, to talk with faculty members, to think what does it mean to be part of Almaty Management University. You should really, first of all, be proud of who you are, students of LMU, and you should try to really enjoy your time and do your best. Your future starts right now.
Thank you very much, Professor, for your time.
Thank you very much for your interview. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.